Hey guys, TommyBryson here, and this video is all about how do you start investing early in your 20s to then go ahead and retire with a lot of money. And by the way, when I first started investing, like the way I invest today, I started with $7.20. Although in this video, I'll be transparent. I'll show you guys everything, my portfolio, how much money I have inside of it. You will see some big numbers, but in reality, again, when I started out, I started with $7.20. And again, this video is for beginners. My goal is to have you guys walk away with knowing everything I know and never needing me again, okay? That's my entire goal for this video. So there's no part 2, there's no part 3 or part 4. The answer is I will give you guys everything I have when it comes to a full-blown plan that I'm actually following for retirement. Now, if you guys are new here, I post videos every single day, so make sure to also subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified. On top of that, also destroy the like button. Now, the first thing is this, guys. Disclaimer. I like to keep things simple. I don't like complicating things just to make myself look smart. So in reality, although this video might be a little longer than usual, it is only going to be 3 steps to actually get there. 3 steps, not 15 or 40 or 50. No, just 3 steps on how to start investing for retirement while you're in your 20s. And by the way, share this video if you want to help somebody else. And on top of that, you know, it says in your 20s, but it bursts in your 30s or 40s or 50s. It doesn't really matter. The plan is kind of universal, but I say 20s because the earlier you start, obviously, the better off you're probably going to be. That's the core idea here. Now, the first part of this video is all about defining your goal and exactly how much money you need to invest to get there and how long is it going to take you in actuality. By the way, most people, you ask them, how much money do you need to retire? They'll say 10 million, 5 million, 20 million, and you ask them why and how are you gonna get there. They can't tell you. They don't know. That is not who I want you guys to be. And on top of that, going through life without a goal is like racing, right? Like a game, you're racing, but you don't know where the finish line is. It's kind of like insane and you don't know what the heck you're doing. So having goals is extremely important. Make sure, by the way, participate. Write down everything I say here. That way, you have everything down on paper or commented that below. That way, people know, hey, you said this, so I'm going to hold you up to that. And also, I know because, again, I read all the comments on this channel. So just keep that in mind. So whatever you comment, I will see it. And most likely, I'll also respond. Now, how do you define your goal? How do you know how much money you actually need in your investments to go ahead and retire? Well, the answer is, we're going to use the 4% rule. Now, the 4% rule basically says if you have X amount of money in your portfolio, if you take out 4%, that should be enough for you to actually go ahead and retire. So, Tommy, how do I know how much money I need to take out 4% and basically retire with that money every single year, okay? The answer is very simple. I want you guys to think about your future life, how your life is going to be when you actually retire. By the way, remember, your house is going to be paid off. Your car is paid off. By the way, usually buy a car for cash, just like I'm going to do, okay? And on top of that, you don't have any debt either. So don't think about those big expenses right there, but write down every single one of your expenses. Now, for me, when I retire, well, not retire, when I have enough money there to actually retire, I won't ever retire. But the answer is, all I need is around $3,000 a month. Now, once you figure that out, I want you to go ahead and multiply that number by 12. So basically, if I need $3,000 a month multiplied by 12, that means I need around $36,000 a year to live happily and retire. That's what I need. Now, on top of that, I also want to make sure I have a margin of safety. Tommy, what is that? It means, for example, if I need 4% of my portfolio to get this money every single year, I want to make sure I have more in there in case the market crashes, I still have enough money. So usually my rule is I always want to basically add an extra 20%. That way, I'm always covered. So in this case, let's say I actually need around multiplied by 1.2, an extra 20%, by the way, simple math here. There you go. I need around $43,200 every single year in passive income to go ahead and retire. Tommy, all right, I know this now. Now, how do I know how big my portfolio needs to be to give me this much money off of 4% every single year? The answer is simple. Just multiply this number by 25. That's all you need to do here. So multiply by 25 here. In reality, I need around $1,000,000 $1,080,000 to be financially free in my portfolio and just take out 4% and live off of that $43,000 income every single year. Now tell me, why 4%? Why not 5% or 6% or 8%? Because basically the portfolio I'm going to give you grows by around 8 to 10% on average every single year when you compound it over 10 to 20 to 30 years, okay? That's the core idea. Now, if it grows by 10% and you take out 4% a year, in reality, you will never run out of money. And that's why we use 4%. Now, again, if I multiply it by 4%, it should give me the amount I actually need. So in this case, multiplied by 0.04, it gives me the same number, $43,200. So in reality, all I need to have is $1,080,000 to live off of that portfolio for the next whatever time I actually have on this earth. That is my goal right there. That's my number where I actually want to get to. Now, again, just basically summarize all your expenses, multiply it by 12 to get the annual, multiply it by 25 to see the portfolio size, and that is your answer right there. That should be your overall goal. By the way, if you get lost in this video, I have a full description with everything I'm saying right here. Now, tell me, okay, great. I know how much money I need, but how do I know how much money I need to invest every single month to actually get to that goal very fast? The answer is, well, I'm not a calculator, so I can't tell you that off the bat, but I do have a calculator on Google that can tell you that. So right here, guys, go over to Google on your computer or your phone after this video and type in basically savings goal calculator. And that's all you basically need to do. And by the way, I am a terrible speller. Just keep that in mind here. And please just ignore my search history. It is embarrassing, okay? I didn't know if something was pork and stuff like that, but you guys know the facts, okay? Now, click this one right here, savings goal calculator, and it'll take you right here. And I want you guys to click on the one that says www.investor.gov. Not the Nerd Wallet one, not any other one out there. Just click on the .gov one. That's the one I want you guys to go to. Very easy to understand. Click it. And right here is the tool, okay? Now, this tool is basically going to tell us exactly how much money do we need to invest every single month in order to get to our goal of whatever number your number actually is, okay? In my case, I need $1,080,000. So I'm going to go ahead and type it in right here. I need to have $1,080,000. So type it in there. Okay, that's it right there. Now, how much money will you start with? The answer is you can't put zero, just put in $1. So this calculator actually works. So type in right there, $1. I'll start with $1. On top of that, how long is it going to take you? What's your goal? What's your deadline? How are you going to get there? The answer is use two numbers here, either 20 years or either 30 years. However, if you have a high income, or for example, you are extremely frugal, you can get away with 10 years usually. So high income and very frugal means basically you can do it in 10 years and not have to worry about that much. And remember guys, okay, in 10 years, I'll be 33. In 20 years, I'll be 43. In 30 years, I'll be 53. That's the overall goal here. If you do 45 years, imagine you're already going to be very old, and that's not the goal here, okay? That's the idea here. Now, if you're 40 right now, in 20 years, you're 60. If you're 60, you're 80. The answer is, I'd rather you retire with money than with no money. So that's the goal here. So again, let's do 20 years first. Now again, this portfolio is going to grow by around 10% every single year. So type in 10%. By the way, 8% is the interest return, right? The growth, the profit. But then 2% is the dividend. So 2 plus 8 equals 10. That's how we got this number right here. Now, by the way, let me just go ahead and zoom in here for everyone here so everyone can actually see here. But here's the math, guys, okay? Everything is right here. Scroll down and click right here where it says calculate, okay? And it'll tell you exactly how much we need to invest monthly. In this case, the number is I need to invest $1,571.36 every single month to get to my goal of $1,080,000 in 20 years. However, before you get scared with that number, always divide that number by 4 to get the weekly expense. So in this case, $1,571.36, I only need to divide it by 4, by the way. In reality, that is around $392 every single week I need to invest. Divided by 7, I'm only investing around $56 a day. Now, if you have a high income, that's no big deal. If you have a low income, but you have crazy expenses, it's not gonna be possible. So you wanna lower your expenses here. However, if it's just not possible overall, instead of doing 20 years, well, go ahead and do 30 years. That way, it's a lot more easier to get there. So in 30 years, you only need to invest around $547 every single month. That's the core idea right there. Now, I want to pause this video right now and give you guys some tips here. The reason we invest every single month and not, for example, every other month is because basically we want to do something called dollar cost average. If we invest the same amount of money every single month religiously, in reality, we will buy both high and low, and that way we get the average price and don't have to worry about market fluctuations. So whether the market is high or low, it does not matter to us. On top of that, here's another tip. I want you guys to try to pay your houses off when you actually buy a house as fast as possible in around 10 years. When you buy a car, pay cash for the car. When it comes to credit cards, yes, build your credit score, but don't get into any crazy debts. My advice is basically open up 3 credit cards, put a small bill on each of them, and pay it off in full every single month. Avoid debt like the plague. If you do, in reality, you have a lot more income to go ahead and invest money. And again, you don't need $10,000. You only need, for example, $547 a month if that is your goal, but your goal might be different. You might not need that much money. And remember, by this point, your house is paid off. You don't have a car payment. You don't have any credit card payments, okay? So remember those things right there. $3K is a lot of money for me, but I will have kids. I will have a wife. I will want to travel, and I might want to buy a car every now and then, so that's why it's so much money, okay? But that's the core idea, and you never take out more than 4% of your portfolio. Now, guys, like I promised, that was step 1, pretty easy. If you get mixed up here, again, description with all of the details. On top of that, feel free to rewatch this video over and over again until everything sinks in. Now, for step number 2 is all about automation. So Tommy, I know how much to invest and what my goal is, but where do I invest and what do I actually go ahead and invest into? That's the answer here. Now, I want to warn you guys, okay? I have zero loyalty to any company out there. I don't care, okay? I care about getting the best deal out there. Now, the company I invest with right now is because basically they have a great automation software. That way you can do everything I'm telling you here automatically and not have to worry about it. Every time you get paid a paycheck, it goes in, takes the money out, and you get the rest of the money, boom, you invest it automatically. That is the goal. So the app I use is not Vanguard, not Fidelity, not Webull, not Robinhood, not SoFi, not the Cash App, not Acorns, not all this stuff. But in reality, I just use one app, and that's called M1 Finance when it comes to my retirement account. By the way, later on, I'll tell you about Roth IRAs, 401ks, and on top of that, also the taxable account we're actually talking about in this video. So before we get started, guys, here, remember, I'm teaching you how to use M1 Finance. I have a link down below to it with my portfolio. When you click that link and you sign up with it, you get to skip a bunch of steps because basically you can already have the portfolio I actually use, and that way you don't have to set it up yourself, okay? That's the core idea. So again, we are using M1 Finance to go out there and invest. Tell me, what are we investing into though? The answer is we are investing into index funds. Tell me, what are index funds? The answer is an index fund is just an investment vehicle to track something. So in reality, if you want to track the largest 500 companies in the US, you buy basically the S&P 500. If you want to track international companies, you buy an international index. Now, the cool thing about indexes is basically they don't require any thinking. It's all about passive. And on top of that, they don't cost a ton of money. And by using M1 Finance, you don't need a lot of money to buy these index funds either. And by the way, I say index funds, but in reality, we're using ETFs. That way, we don't need the full amount or any minimum requirements and so on. By the way, with M1 Finance, you only need $20. And by the way, I know it sounds like I'm pushing them a lot, but in reality, it's the app I use. And it's the best app out there right now. And by the way, I am not sponsored by these people. And if anything goes crazy with them, I will switch and I will tell you guys immediately, because again, I don't have loyalty for companies. I have loyalty for consistency and also great service, and that's what they have right now at the moment. Now, we know exactly why we're investing to get to our goal, what we're investing into, index funds, and also how, which is basically what I'm on finance. Now, for all of my visual learners out there, let's talk about exactly what these index funds are, and also my portfolio and how to automate the entire thing. Now, let's switch over right here to my iPhone screen. This right here is my iPhone. As you guys can see, I'll type in numbers, boom, boom, boom. It's completely random, but this is my phone. And I'll delete it right here. What do you delete? Right here? Yeah, delete it. It's my real phone. Now, we're going to go over to M1 Finance. Again, guys, I try to be transparent here. That way you know exactly what I'm doing, how to do it. There are no secrets. Everything is right here, and I'm showing you guys, okay? So go over to your M1 Finance app like I do, and I want you guys to sign in. Now, again, you will see big numbers. $131,000 invested is a lot of money, but in reality, again, I started out with $7.20. The key is patience. The key is consistency. Do not look at this and get overwhelmed, okay? I started again with only $7.20. Now, I'm going to show you exactly what I invest into. It's only 7 different ETFs. Again, they're index funds also. Now, it's 80% into stocks and 20% into bonds. Tell me why? Because basically, you want to be diversified. We're playing the long game. We don't want highs and then crazy lows. No, we want consistency. That is what we're chasing here, okay? Now, these index funds are basically VOO. This one, I put in 38% and it's in the S&P 500, meaning I get the average around 80% of the entire US stock market. It's growth. That's what I get here. Then I also have VEA, and I put in around 16%, and this is into the international market. Then I also invest into VB, around 14% into small cap companies, meaning I experience a lot of growth, but also it's risky, and that's why it's not a lot of money. It's small companies, they grow fast, but basically they can fail very quickly, and that's why it's not that much money. And then I have bonds. SHI are treasury bonds, and also LQD are corporate bonds, but they're also very good quality ones. Now, I do 10% in each. This way I have 20% into bonds. Now, I also invest 8% into VNQ, which is all about real estate, and also into VWO, around 4%, which is basically into emerging markets. Very risky, and that's why it's only 4%. Now, if you want to copy this right here, go ahead and screenshot it, okay? So I'll pause it right here, screenshot now, and everything is going to be here. But again, if you click the link down below with my M1 Finance link, it'll take you right there. You'll see exactly what I invest into. And you can copy the portfolio right over into M1 Finance. And that way you can skip all of this work right here. Now, again, I use this because basically it is easy to automate. And again, here's another thing here, okay? I also have a spend account. With a spend account, it shows you exactly how much money I actually have here. Meaning, I have my investment money separate from all of my other money. Why? Because basically, I don't want to be tempted to use this money for anything else, okay? Again, it looks like a big number. Tommy, 100K, it's a lot of money. But in reality, again, I started out with $7.20. Do not focus on these big numbers. They do not matter. In 10, 20 years, you'll have $1 million, and that'll be great too, okay? But again, you start building Rome one block at a time, if that makes sense, okay? Now, here is the last step, and this step right here is pivotal, okay? Because basically, the spend account costs money. I got a trial, so it's free for me, but you probably will get the trial because basically the promotion is probably over. If it's not available, don't buy it. It's a lot of money for nothing. But here's what you want to do, guys, to automate this process here. The answer is you want to go over to transfers. Click transfers. And then you want to go over to rules. And in your rules, you want to go ahead and basically create a rule. Tell me, what's the rule? The rule is you invest the same amount of money every single time you get paid. If that's bi-weekly or weekly, set it up that way. That way, you're not tempted to use that money for anything else out there. I click right here, move money, okay? And I click recurring transfer right here. So again, I know for a fact all I need to invest is basically $547 a month to get to my goal in 30 years. So I go to my calculator, I say, for example, hey, 547 divided by 4, that's around $136 every single week. I go back here, I type in, hey, every single week I want to invest $136. I click continue, which is great, and I select, hey, I want to do this weekly. when I want to do it every Friday. Tell me why every Friday, because basically I know for a fact usually everyone gets paid on Fridays, and I don't want you to waste this money on anything else. Now, automatically, that money is going to be grabbed from your account and invested into your M1 Finance accounts, and that way everything is done for you automatically. That way there is no thinking behind what I'm telling you guys. Okay, now so far that's it. Step 1, my goal, how to get there, how long. Step 2 was all about, hey, how do you automate it? I taught you guys that also. Now for step 3, I only require one last thing from you guys if you want to be a part of the whole wealth club or whatever it is, okay? And that's basically patience. It's going to take time. It's going to take sacrifice, but you will get there step by step. It is not built overnight. Don't do that risky stuff. In reality, stick to it and keep following. On top of that, the last thing I want to tell you guys is this, okay? In order. Say, for example, you have a Roth IRA, a 401k account, and also a taxable account, okay? A taxable account is just a normal, regular account that's going to be taxed. A Roth IRA is just a retirement account that you invest into after taxes, and a 401k is just a retirement account you invest before taxes. That's the only thing here. Now, if you have all 3 of these accounts, usually the 401k was your employer, the answer is I want you first to max out the Roth IRA. And by the way, usually I recommend you invest no less than 20% of your income, okay? That is usually what my goal is. If you have a kid, do 25%. That we can also invest for them for their college too. Now, max out the Roth IRA every single year. That's around 6K right there. On top of that, if you get a match in your entire company for your 401k account, the answer is go out there and get the match, the maximum match, and then put the rest of the money into a normal taxable account. That is basically what I recommend. And again, the Roth IRA can be set up with our exact portfolio that I give you guys in this video right here. However, the 401k might not be, because basically a company thing. So at that point, you invest into something similar in that 401k, using just an S&P 500 or the total stock market and so on. However, when it comes to taxable accounts, you copy also over the portfolio I gave you if that's what you want to do. Now, if you guys don't like the portfolio, I'll also leave a video down below for more portfolios that you can follow if you actually want to. But that's exactly what I do when it comes to retirement. Hopefully, guys, this video helped you out a ton. I put a lot of work into it, and hopefully you walk away here without any questions. But if you do have questions, though, comment down below and let me know, and I'll get to work immediately. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching as always. And by the way, if you want to help someone, go ahead and share this video also. And on top of that, if you like this video right here, guys, well, like this video. It helps out a lot. And on top of that, also, subscribe and hit the bell so you get notified every time I post a video. And on top of that, if you guys want to text me or talk to me one-on-one, join my Patreon, link down below, or send me a DM on Instagram at TommyBryson. And if you want to watch a full video on why I invest this way, here's this video right here. See you tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and as always, peace.